cage. Mine's Micah Frankel on location. It's a very top secret building. Security goes on here. This man runs it. He does bare knuckle, at least now for the second time coming up August 3rd. Bill Albrecht, good to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you, Micah. How are you been?
I'm good. Wanted to start off with asking you how you felt about the first fight, the debut, the Prospect Series. It was a short night, but you were effective.
I loved it. It was very liberating for me, being able to go out there and fight with, bare hands. As soon as someone feels your knuckles, it's just a different game than with your gloves on. And I just really loved it. It was very liberating.
I know you've had many fights, but still, of the sanction variety, was that the wildest scene that you've had?
Craziest. I've never seen someone want to fight after the fight, but I was okay with it. I was like, all right, I don't know why it ended that way. I think maybe we could have let it go on, but at the same time, I did see they kind of warn you ahead of time. If you turn your back or you're taking a knee, you obviously don't want to be in there. So he took a knee 3 times. I think that was their kind of like their judgment there that he didn't really want to be in there. He kept looking towards his corner.
The very first thing you said was liberating. What does liberating mean?
Oh, man, it was just freeing. It just felt so freeing, it's like a real fight, and the cops don't show up afterwards. You get to just go out there and lay it on the line and see who's the better man of that night,
You're now heading into the second one. Did you know that was something that you wanted after the first one?
Definitely. Yeah, I told BKFC right away, I was like, man, I could see myself doing this, so I'd like to have my final hurrah with BKFC and, after, see how far it goes. I wanted to see if I could. Some of their champions I think are pretty questionable and iffy, so I'd like to reach that destination.
Final hurrah? You had to sell them harder than that because Josh Dyer, number 3 in the division. This ain't just like an opportunity. This is changing your direction in the sport in the blink of an eye, possibly with a victory. Sturgis, are you a motorcycle guy?
I'm not truly a motorcycle guy. No, but I love the stigma. I love that crowd is my kind of crowd.
It's going to be the world's biggest biker rally. We're expecting 30,000 people outdoors. So 70,000 now. 30, okay, that was a couple weeks ago. I heard 30 from Dave Feldman. Now 70,000, I believe, outdoors. Biggest crowd, biggest fight you're going to be a part of. How does that all hit you up for first?
Well, I changed camps. I'm with Donald Sanchez and Leroy Bazin and St. Nick Gonzalez, and I tell you, man, this is some serious training. Probably some of the hardest training I've done in my whole career, and I'm really ready to come out and showcase this fight. I'm really ready for this one.
Now let me give the opponent his due respect. Did you acknowledge, did it hit you like the name that you were accepting when they offered it?
Oh, absolutely. I looked up his fights right away. Did I know him before? No. But as soon as Nate Shook sent the contract, I looked up his fights. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I want this fight.
Josh has been there. He's been to the top of the mountain. He was just a year ago fighting Jared Warren, who now has the title. Is there any kind of hesitation or second thoughts when you see this kind of an opportunity, this kind of name in front of you?
No, this is exactly what I asked for. I really would have liked to have fought the Juggernaut. I think he's... I think there's some holes in his game for sure, and I saw him at Tingley and I thought, what a little prick right here. But so that's exactly what I was asking for. So if I got to beat him to get there, that's what I'm totally willing to do.
And what have you seen in Josh Dyer that you think you're going to be able to capitalize on?
Ooh, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but he's definitely got some big holes in his game. That's for sure. And if he doesn't fix them, I'm going to catch him quick.
Do you read anything into, even though the last fight was for the title, the last 2 fights, unfortunate circumstances, both no contests for different reasons. Do you look at those and become aware, maybe he leads with the head, maybe there's been some talk of him hitting to the back of the head?
And I thought that the Diesel fight was chicken shit. Like maybe he just was afraid to fight Diesel. So I've been a fan of Joe Diesel Riggs for a while, and I just thought that was a chicken shit fight, So
This has been a different camp for you with the new team. How do you turn that into a different performance when you've been doing what you've done for so many years?
it's a different ball game. It's a different strategy, and it's something that I feel like I was always good at. Just we never concentrated on it. I kind of concentrated on my ground game in mixed martial arts because it kind of seemed like that's where a lot of people were weak at. But this is different. This is a real fight. You know what I mean? This is me and him walking down to Sturgis and let's get it, motherfucker,
There's that let's get it mentality. But I also know that there's a different motivation, a different fire, and you come in a little bit with a heavy heart pushing you in this one.
Yeah. I lost my dad, and I just really got some demons to let go of. So that's where they're going to go.
August 3rd, Sturgis. Like, does it get exciting when you're thinking about this opportunity, what you're about to be a part of, what you're going to go see?
1,000,000%. I'm just really excited. I really want to showcase my skills. You know what I mean? I've reconnected with a lot of friends from high school, and I really got something to prove. I got something to show.
You said pushing for one last hurrah. 70,000 people sounds like a big hurrah.
Big hurrah. And I just mean like, not just after this fight, but I mean after, let's see, after what, BKFC says, but I really want to be a BKFC champ before I retire.
What is it about bare knuckle that is you felt really connected with you and you feel that you can put that goal out there?
It's the fastest growing promotion, and I've always had these big heavy hands, and usually when I start touching people, they kind of crawl up, and so this is my opportunity. The camp that I'm in has just been wonderful, 2-3 times a day sometimes, and I'm just really ready for this one, man. Like I want this one bad.
BKFC 63, CageMinds.com, Cage Minds Combat Sports News, at CageMinds_CSN across the rest of your social media to keep up with us. Thanks for watching.
New Mexico has a rich boxing history. Tapia versus Romero, Tapia versus Archuleta, Holm versus Cisneros, Torres versus Cabral. August 10th, the world will be watching. Hammer versus Diamond. Someone's O has to go. Abraham Perez, Matthew Griego. IBF USBA flyweight title, the Duke City Civil War. Get your tickets at etix.com.